What activates our psychic receptivity? All right, that is the question for number 86 on the list of the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life. If you'd like to get a quick update on your Tree of Life, just watch my video, Tree of Life Introduction, and that should get you up to speed to the point where you can follow along with all 144 of these videos. You can also click the link in the description to get my free guide to the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life, which is just like an abstract of each one, just a few sentences on each one and how they kind of fit together. It's very helpful for following along with my videos because you can kind of see all of them at once and you can cross-reference and just have it right in front of you. Okay, now today we're looking at number 86. Now this is the Tree of Life. Just remember that the Tree of Life is more or less a map of our consciousness, or at least that's how it's being used here, as a map of our consciousness. And each one of these 10 different circles plus the abyss plus the 0, so a total of 12. Each one of these 12 different components is a different component of our consciousness, or a different facet, or a different aspect, or a different facility or faculty or capability of our consciousness. And for the purposes of number 86, we're talking about something that is in the abyss. Okay, now so this is where we're located, right here in the abyss, and the abyss corresponds to really our faculty of our psychic powers. And really there are two aspects of our psychic powers: our psychic receptivity and our psychic heat. So the first we're going to really be dealing with today, the psychic receptivity. And the abyss really has to do with magnetic charges. So our psychic receptivity is based on stepping into the magnetic field of a charge, and we perceive that as an omen. So an omen is really anything like a synchronicity or just a big coincidence, something that's really anomalous, something that's really strange that we experience in our lives, like a recurring theme or a recurring name or number, and it just keeps popping into our head, and it triggers us to really say, wow, that was really weird. But normally we say that was really weird, but it doesn't register that is really a language that the universe uses, or our higher self inside uses to speak with us, to communicate with us, that this is actually something important to be paying attention to. And so that's the psychic receptivity, is to make that register like, oh, this is important. Okay, so that is really, that's where we're located here in the abyss. Now, the abyss is just one of our 12 faculties. But to get from the 12 faculties to the 144 fractal faculties, what we're doing is we're taking the tree and we're basically taking it to the second dimension. Okay, so 12 times 12 equals 144. And so for the 144 fractal faculties, we're taking the whole tree and we're shrinking it down to a small size so that it fits on each one of these spheres. Okay, so we're breaking down each one of the spheres into their 12 minor aspects or fractal faculties. Okay, so here in the abyss, we're shrinking down the whole tree. So you imagine a whole tree here on the abyss. And so you have a mini 10th sphere and a mini 9th sphere and a mini 8th sphere and a mini 7th sphere and so on. And so for number 86, what we're looking at is a mini 9th sphere of the abyss. So we're in the ninth sphere of the abyss. And when we go down to the ninth sphere, we recall that the ninth sphere is about our domestic consciousness. This has to do with our, our home life, what we get when we're in the home growing up. The first years of our life, where we're highly receptive, we have high receptivity, and we're basically devoted to those who are devoted to us in our family, the adults and the caregivers that we have in our home life, who clean us up and feed us and keep us warm, and we stare at them. We're highly receptive to what they're doing, and we learn how to imitate them through practice, through repetition, doing it over and over again. We learn how to put the fork in our mouth. We learn how to walk. We learn how to talk. These are things that we pick up through our heightened receptivity. So this is our highest form of learning, being able to imitate through this process. But it is also not discerning. You follow the good as well as the bad. Okay, so that is put here into the abyss, and that is what kind of goes into number 86 here, which is called Nekabet, or psychic receptivity. Stage number 86 is about a solar eclipse blocking out the sun to leave the coolness needed for receptivity to external magnetic charges, or omens. A message from the universe. Omens. A magnetic field from an external ferromagnetic source. Omens are made for us to notice them. Charged. Don't just think they are random coincidences. They have meaning. Untrain ourselves from dismissing them as coincidences. Omens are marked by synchronicity, uncanniness, and anomalousness. Recurring themes, numbers, letters, and names. Heavy on the novelty. Whereas our psychic heat is heavy on the smoothing over. The omen happened against all odds. These are signs that can arouse us and bring us to action if we are first receptive to them. The charged object is the synchronicity, is the omen. Our psychic receptivity is when the omen clicks in our mind as something important to pay attention to. It also gives us a course of action to take, to smooth it over, to trigger our psychic heat. Synchronicity is normally a coincidence in time. So a déjà vu would be a coincidence in space. Negative synchronicities are like accidents and misunderstandings. Acknowledge their existence, their importance, and handle them with grace, and learn the lessons needed to prevent reoccurrence. Shape experiences before they become certain. Handle them once they become unavoidable. A magnetic charge is adversely affected by increase in temperature. A solar eclipse blocks out the sun, providing the coolness to be receptive enough to receive the omen as important. This is the purple snake in the Egyptian iconography, detecting the presence of an external field. At this stage, we have just come into the magnetic field of a magnetic charge. We are a paramagnet when we tend to recognize the anomalous event as an omen. We are a diamagnet when we miss the omen entirely or dismiss it, chalking it up to coincidences. Omens can be appropriate, understated, subtle, and eloquent. Can we detect them? That is Nekabet. Okay, so that is the 9th fractal of the abyss, Nekabet, or psychic receptivity. Now, I talked about how that is the purple snake, Nekabet. There's also the red snake. The red snake corresponds to the Watchet, and Watchet is the psychic heat aspect of our psychic powers. Okay, so in the Egyptian iconography, both of them are represented by the Uraeus, and they are Nekabet, the purple snake, and Watchet, the red snake. And on the tree, this is represented by the abyss, but it's also represented by the snake, which, one of the snakes goes like this, and the other one of the snakes goes like this. And you can kind of see it in more modern iconography in terms of the caduceus and also the DNA. So those are both relevant here. We'll have more to say about all of these as we go along. But for today, that's number 86 on the list of the tree, 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life. Also, again, if you'd like to get that listing for free of the Tree of Life, 144 fractal faculties, just click the link in the description. You can also donate to me directly through PayPal, through Venmo or Cash App if you'd like to support the project overall. And stay tuned. Number 87 on this list will be coming very shortly, and hopefully some other videos as well. So just keep tabs on this channel, because we're going to be doing some great things. Once we get through the Tree of Life, we're going to be getting into many other subjects that are fascinating and enriching. So have a great day, and we'll see you very soon.